Hey, it's Adam. Sorry for the few and far between updates. Eric and I have been feeling like absolute garbage, as per usual. I recently got out of the hospital because I had plasma exchange done, which is a. I'm trying not to talk how I usually talk in my videos. Like, I have this certain tone that I just start talking, and I can't get out of this like certain tonal range. um, I went to the hospital, and I had plasma exchange done, where they suck your blood out, run it through a centrifuge, and your plasma gets sucked out with hopefully any autoantibodies that would be in there. And then they would put your blood back in you, as well as some albumin or some donor plasma to keep the blood volume the same, so you don't have like massive blood pressure decrease. You probably enter some sort of crisis. And speaking of crisis, that's why she did it, because I was pretty much hitting my max suffering point. I could not suffer any further, and that's why she did it. And it's helped somewhat. Like, it's taken the extreme sting that I was feeling, make me feel like I had my back up against the wall. It's kind of taken that away. In general, I still feel terrible, but it has another week to go as far as how improvement, where I can see improvement. So I have another week where things could improve further. Now we've addressed the B side, the B cell side of things a lot, where auto antibodies are concerned. That was corticosteroids, Solu-Medrol, IVIG, rituximab, plasma exchange. Those all work on the side where B cells hang out. And recently, Eric went to the hospital to get in Colorado to get the exact same procedure done. He's doing it right now. Where you get tubes stuck in your knuckle, literally into your jugular vein, which is a horrible experience, by the way. I do not recommend it at all. Worse than all my spinal taps. I hated that. Oh, it was just terrible. It was like someone was like jackhammering into my neck. What was I saying? So he's in Colorado getting that done as well. And they ran a lab where it showed that there's a lot of T cell activity in the Eric's autoimmune encephalitis, which we have not really addressed at all. And we kind of explain why, I'm having these like partial transient responses to B cell therapy, because there's a whole another side to this that has yet to be addressed, which is the T cell side, where T cells are attacking neurons. It's kind of complicated as far as like autoimmunity goes, explaining exactly what's happening. It's just easiest just to say that your immune system's attacking your body, and one part of your immune system is T cells, and T cells are have accidentally basically tagged your neurons as bad antigens and are attacking it. So that was a grand discovery. He also had abnormalities in his EEG. He had a certain slowing in certain spots of his brain, which also helps with the diagnosis. Nothing is specific, but they all, as our doctor said, lead us to the right suspicions. They said about 20% of people that come through their door, there's no definitive like specific marker. They just have to figure out what's going on through non-specific testing. Anyway, so there's a lot of T cell activity. She said it was pretty damn high, according to Eric. It was pretty damn high. So they're doing with Eric plasma exchange, which will hopefully help some. It's helped just enough to keep me from like panicking. I was at a point of panicking, my suffering, and I think it's pulled me back just enough away from that edge that I'm not panicking anymore. I'm still suffering. I'm still like laying in bed all day, but I'm not panicking. So that's good, and hopefully it improves a little bit more over the next week. So plasma exchange, rituximab to handle the B cell side of things. Rituximab latches onto a certain protein called CD19 and CD20 on B cells, and then destroys the B cells so that it's not producing autoantibodies. And then, so plasma exchange, rituximab, and then now we're doing CellCept, which is more complicated. I'm a little fuzzy on how it works exactly. It mitigates T cell activity through DNA. So I'm not exactly, and I've just been told this, within the last, it's been 24 hours or 48 hours, so I haven't done a whole lot of research, especially since I'm just miserable, kind of laying in bed. But the whole point is to address T cell side of things. And Eric asked our doctor, "Is the goal remission?" And she said yes. So our goal here is to enter remission and be done with this once and for all. And either this will do that, or it'll make us feel much better. One of the two. I don't see it doing nothing. I see it either improving us significantly, or actually putting us into remission. One of the two, and we won't know until like 3 months. So we have to take this drug for 3 months. She doesn't want to give me the drug quite yet because she wants to see how I respond to Plex fully, which is fine because it's not like Plex takes months and months. It takes 2 weeks. So another week from now, if I'm not feeling miracles, I'll just send her a portal message and she'll prescribe me Cellcept, likely. And Cellcept is used in other autoimmune conditions, uveitis, and other autoimmune conditions, as well as organ transplant, just to keep your immune system suppressed, so your body's more likely to accept any organ transplant that you might have. And its safety profile is relatively safe, aside from the fact that we're going to be on rituximab and Cellcept, which will put our immune systems in. They're going to be very suppressed, so you just got to be careful not to get sick, wash hands, wear masks, that kind of thing. So that's basically where we're at. I'm still unbelievably miserable, and I'm ready to be done. But I think we have doctors who care. We have evidence to back up our symptoms. And I think eventually, even though maybe they're not going for the big guns that are more dangerous, which is respectable, we'll get there in time, and eventually this will be behind us. And the fact that Eric had an EEG done where there was some slowing. I don't know if I said that already. If there's some slowing activity in certain parts of his brain, his protein was high, and some other labs were high. It just goes to show that there's still a problem. We're not hallucinating anything, and that it can be fixed, at least to an ability where we can function again. I don't expect things like my visual snow or after images to go away, but I expect to stop tripping balls. I've been tripping balls for 2 years. I expect that to stop slowly. When we nail the right thing, when we get the T cells down, whatever, when we nail whatever aspect of autoimmunity is causing us this hell down, I imagine it won't be like instantaneous, but I imagine gradually my visual, perceptual, trippy, whatever will come back to normal. And yes, maybe I'll have visual snow, and yes, maybe I'll still have after images, and those will be scars from this battle, but I'll be able to be part of reality again, which is so important to me. There's the malaise, the fatigue, the headaches, the just the feeling horrible, like you're hungover and stuff. But it would just be made so much easier if I felt like I was in reality, but I'm not. So I'm like, it's all that on top of like tripping balls all day. It's tough, man. It's tough. So that's the plan. It's Cellcept right now, and Eric is already on it. I'll probably be on it, probably anyway, unless Plex somehow works miracles in the next week. I'll be on it. I'll portal message my doctor, and I'll be on it next week or so. And then by 3 months, we should be seeing some improvement. And since we've been hammering the B cell side of things so much and not touching the T cell, I just really think that at the very least we'll see some significant improvement, and that'll be good, because I used to think like all or nothing. I don't want partial improvement. I want to be completely cured, which is true. I do want to be completely cured, but I'm in so much suffering right now that improvement, fuck yeah, I'll take improvement, absolutely. So I'm hopeful that in 3 months we'll be feeling a lot more manageable, and if we're lucky, we'll be entering remission, which would be fantastic. But if not, I trust my doctors to carry me to the finish line via other therapies that they use at their discretion. I'd also like to take this moment to thank the doctors that are overseeing both Eric and I. Someone on Instagram, and if you're watching this, you can reach out to me on Twitter. I deleted my Instagram because the bots are driving me crazy. But someone on Instagram recommended this doctor to me, and took all my notes of my symptoms and timeline and gave it to her, and she took me in as a patient. And she's like she's a top doc. Like, she's probably one of the best in the nation as far as autoimmune neurological or autoimmune autoneuro wow brain autoimmune neurological conditions go, I guess that's how I'd put it. So she's way up there. And then Eric's doctor is right, a fellow right underneath him, and they're both taking great care of us and paying attention and being smart and being careful. And it's just a far cry from some of the neurologists we've had in the past who have been dismissive, didn't want to pay attention, didn't care. After I got steroids, we're just like, you're done, you're better now, even though I knew I wasn't. And anyway, just big ups to those two doctors. So that's kind of it for now, and you probably won't see another update until 3 months from now, or until we start seeing improvements with CellCept or its metabolite, depending on how it affects my gastric system. If you have a lot of diarrhea, you can apply through your insurance to get the metabolite, which is the actual thing that affects your DNA and therefore affects T cells. Again, I'm not very clear on exactly the mechanism, and quite frankly, I personally don't care. Eric is smart. He cares about the stuff. He has a real medical brain. I'm a more economical, financial, that side of things. That interests me. I can ramble about that at the dinner table like nonstop. But the medical stuff, it's just like, it just doesn't stick. It just falls right out of my head. So that's it, guys. I appreciate all your support. I'm going to go back and lay in bed and just wallow in my own suffering. Okay, thanks, guys, for watching. I love each and every one of you. And I want to say thank you, big fat thank you, for helping us reach our GoFundMe goal of literally $125,000, which is so much money. And it's allowed us to continue living without having to borrow from family or put our family under stress. And it's supported both me and Eric. And it's helped pay for medical bills, some of which were very expensive, like 30 grand plus. So yeah, it's just been amazing that you guys have rallied that hard behind us. When I first started it, I thought maybe like 10 grand at most, but $125,000 is crazy. And I'm so grateful for you guys, and I hope one day I can just turn around and return the favor and just produce such good content for you guys. Okay. Peace. Love you all very much. In a special and unique way. This is Adam signing off. See you in 3 months or so.